Alright, I wanted to do a video to share with y'all some very important books. I've had these for a little while, but this is, of course, I don't ever shorten Yahweh's Sham. Yahweh Scriptures presents the first second book of Adam Ka'ua. And a lot of folks don't even know that these books exist. Okay, and then here is the writings of Abraham. Okay, and then here is the testament of the 12, Ya'akub's Banim, plus the Hallelujah Yahweh scriptures. They carry the witness of the 12 ancestors, and that's Yahweh's Banim. But I wanted to show y'all where if you can't get your hands on these books here, then you can actually, let me see, you can actually download them off of your computer or your phone. And what you do is you go to your tab up here and you type in YH, that's how they're going to have it listed, Scriptures with Apocrypha, or Matmonim, but they have Apocrypha. And then once you type that in, you need to type that in exactly like that right there, up here. Let me see. That right there highlighted. And once you type that in, you of course hit enter. And I've already got it dropped. And when you do that, you'll be directed to right here, the scriptures, and you just click on that link right here that's got restored Shemuth, or Names, Scripture with the Apocrypha. That's the shop, but we don't want the shop right now. We just want this right here. You click on that link right there. Let me see, I'm trying to make sure, and it'll bring you to this page here. And now they've got a restored Shemuth scripture with the Apocrypha. In other words, they've it's kind of like Hallelujah Yahweh scriptures. I just saw this Layla just a while ago about that, but this isn't where I want you to go. I mean, you can look at that if you want to and read about it. I was reading about it earlier. It's basically the Tanakh, the Brit Kadashah, and then the Apocrypha is all included in it. And I think that's really interesting, actually. But you want to come up here for this video. You're wanting to go to the download, okay? You want to get your hands on these books, and you want to go to the download, where it's at the top. It's got home, and then it's got download at the top. Click on downloads. Okay, and it'll load, and then I'm gonna bring you out a little bit. Okay, now once you see that, you'll come to the second link here, the scriptures, the Apocrypha, single column, first edition, REV, Shosh PDF. You'll want to click on that. Now watch. There is the, with the Apocrypha right there. And you can, over here, it'll have your pages. Like if you want to click on a certain page, instead of scrolling down, you just click on the page. Or if you want to scroll, you just go like that. And then click on your page somewhere to make it scroll. And then it'll start scrolling down for you, or up, whatever. It'll start scrolling. And then you'll have your introduction, and they tell you about the name of the creator. They have YHWH, but it should be YHUH. You need to study the Abrith to realize that and to understand that. There's certain letters that were never in the Abrith language and still aren't. But in the modern Babylonian Hebrew, you will find these letters, like the W, the E, the J, the E, the I, the F, the V. Seems like there's another one that ain't supposed to be in there either. But anyway, you've got, you know, descriptions here. And they're telling you the footnotes. They don't have footnotes or anything like that. You know, we prefer that because the footnotes ain't nothing but someone's thoughts or opinions or their perspective. It ain't scripture. Footnotes ain't scripture. And then the pronunciation of the Shemuth. But anyway, you keep on going past that and you'll get to, I think it's page 4. And look, once you start seeing this, you got the first book of Adam U'Ka'ua, the second book of Adam U'Ka'ua. And you got Chanuk. And you got the writings of Abraham. We've got that. That's, you know, called the books I just showed you. The writings of Eliyahu, Ra'uban, you know, and it goes on down to the, you know, from the 12. Let me find my little crochet hook here. But there's the 12 witnesses, Ya'akub, Benim, Ra'uben, Shamun, Laui, Yehuda, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Ashar, Yeshashakar, Zabulon, Yosef, Binyamin, Yubalim, Yashar. No, not Yashar or Yubalim. I mean, from Reuben to Binyamin. That is the witness of the 12 ancestors. And then you've got, you know, the book of Yubalim, Yashar, Tahilim editions, Chakma. But you've got all these books here you couldn't get your hands on before, right? You might not can get your hands on now. But now you can go here and download them or bring them up on your phone or your computer. Like if you wanted the book of, let me see. Now, I have not read the book of Khalidi. I believe that is the book of the Nazarene. I could be pronouncing this wrong because I've got to look how that's written in the Aubrey. I never looked that up before. But it's the book of the Nazarene. I haven't read that yet. And I'll probably go and start reading that. It'd be perfect to do on the Shabbat, like right now. But, you know, just pick a book that you really want to read. Like, let's go to the Adam and Ka'ua, you know, book Akkad, the first book. And you just click on it, and it takes you directly to it. And there you are. The book of Adam U'Ka'ua. And then over here they've got it's in Paleo here. And then of course modern Babylonian Hebrew. But it is, you really do need to learn how to read those, as well as of course the Paleo or the Ariut, what people call the pictograph. Because anything you really research now will be written in the modern Babylonian Hebrew. And you kind of need to know what it's, you know, telling you. I don't write it, but I do have to learn it. But there's your book, and it'll take you all throughout it, you know. And there's chapter 2 and chapter 3. This is, y'all, this book right here, the book of Adam U'Ka'ua, is absolutely amazing. I love this book, and I have started reading it for the second time. But if you want to like choose a different one, go back to the top of the page. You know, find your page that has the description, page 4, right here. There we go. And if you wanted to start reading the second part of it, you know, it'll still be right underneath it, but you can click on that, and it takes you directly to the second book of Adam U'Ka'ua. Yep. But this is very, very, very wonderful. You know, most folks don't have no idea these books even exist. Okay, now if you wanted to look at, let's go back up here. Let me come over here because it'll be easier. Okay, 4. Let me click on page 4. If you wanted to look at the writings of Abraham, click on it. And boom, there you go. And I like it because it's bigger print and you can read it real easy too. But this is just a simple way of getting your hands on these if you can't get a physical copy right now. You know, it's better to have it in any way, shape, or form you can have it in, regardless of how you have it. But you really do honestly need to work to have it in your hand, in a hardback, or you know, when I speak hardback, I mean a book form. You know, like this. It doesn't have to be a hard cover, just a hardback. You know, it's in your hand instead of on a screen, because the computers and phones are going to go out, you know, on a Yum when we have no idea, and you're not going to be able to get your hands on none of this anymore if you don't have it physically in your hands. Even if you download it to your computer, if your computer, you know, they do something stupid in the DBAL, the WORLD, and you can't access your computer, or your computer don't work no more, if you have a way to download it and to print it, then do that. But definitely get hard copies in your hands. This is Scrip'chur. This is stuff the, you know, preachers don't tell you nothing about. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them don't even know about it. And they're supposed to be studying this, right? But they're not going to. A lot of them do know about these books, but they fight against them. They'll tell you it's not Scrip'chur and all this hoo-ha. But they're nothing but liars anyway. That's all a preacher is a liar. But anyway, that's how you access these removed books that you didn't know were out there, or that you can't get your hands on. Let me come back down to page 4. And these pronunciation guides here, like I told you, you really need to learn you need to learn the Abrith, not what they use, these letters they use in modern Babylonian Hebrew. This right here will throw you off. It is a learning curve, but like our Natsarim of Yahweh, they have a wonderful channel. They have wonderful teachings in the Abrith language, the letters, the symbols. They go into great detail about how to pronounce them, what they stand for, what they mean. You know, great detail as far as scriptural, plus, you know, historical, if someone needs to have it in history. Facts about the letters and stuff. That way it makes it easier to Bina to understand. Yeah, but I look at stuff like this up here, and it's, there's no V, you know, there's no E, there's no I, and all this mess you see up here. But anyway, you got to start somewhere, and I completely understand it, because we went through all these in the beginning. We went through all this in the beginning too. But I have read the first book of Adam Uwaka'ua, the second book of Adam Uwaka'ua, Chanuk, the writings of Abraham. I have not read the writings of Eliyahu yet. I do have the book of the 12 Banim. We've got Yubalim and Yashar. I haven't read the Tehillim editions. Then we have the Chakma, and then Yehudith, Tabia'u, Baruch. You know, I've got all of these in another scripture here, but I do not have the book of Yahuchanan or the book of Khalidi. I've got to look that up in Aubrey. Okay, but I'm going to wrap this up. I'm probably going to go ahead and start reading this right here, this Slayila, because I'm not sure what it's about, but it's called the Book of the Nazarene. All right. I desire that Azar some of y'all, and you can get your hands on these, and you can really learn. There are, of course, words in here, or Debarim in here, that are pagan too. I mean, not the problem with these scriptures is they're wonderful to have, and of course to read. You've got to read something, but of course none of them are perfect, and a lot of them will have certain pagan terms, and here are things that you should not call Yahweh, you know, but you'll learn that along your journey, or your Zod. But there you go. Y'all have a wonderful Shabbat. We will, and I allow Yahweh Geshem, He rains down upon you His Nakam, His comfort, His Chakmah, His Da'af, knowledge, Bina, understanding, and that you have much Shalom, Shalom. Shalom, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Yada Yahuwah. Remama Yahuwah Yasha'al. Exalt Yahuwah. Children of Yahuwah. His Yaladim Yasha'al. His mom. His People. Yada Yahuwah.